WWE Saturday Night's main event results. Liv Morgan beats Io Sky. Liv Morgan retained her WWE Women's World Championship at Saturday Night's main event, with a shockingly clean win over damaged CTRL's Io Sky. Though many of Morgan's signature victories have come with controversy attached, the Judgment Day Star held on to her title inside Nassau Coliseum by hitting Sky with a devastating Oblivion. Of course, that was expected as Sky, despite being a former world champion herself, hadn't really been positioned as the woman to dethrone Morgan. No, that almost certainly will be Rhea Ripley, who appeared after Morgan's win to confront the women's world champion. WWE's longest-running feud between Ripley and Morgan has extended all the way back to 2023, and at times, it was clearly the company's top rival, as it consistently went rival with its unforgettable segments. But all good things must come to an end, and the feud between Morgan and Ripley has passed its expiration date. What's unfortunate for Sky is that she, like most of the other stars in Raw's women's division, continues to play second fiddle to Ripley and Morgan. At Saturday night's main event, she, much like Sami Zayn against Drew McIntyre, never really had a chance, despite another stellar showing in the ring and strong fan support. Sky was the means to an end, that end being Morgan versus Ripley, who pinned Morgan last month at Survivor Series War Games in a booking move that almost assuredly was done to give Ripley another shot at Morgan's Women's World Championship. It would essentially be a redo after the botched ending to their match at Bad Blood, which is really when their rivalry began trending downward. Morgan's extended title reign. She won the title at WWE's King and Queen of the Ring event way back in May, has largely revolved around her issues with Ripley, and at times, her title has felt secondary to their pure hatred for one another. Yet, Ripley said just a couple weeks ago that she's not done with Morgan, and in reality, that's largely a result of WWE's own doing. The absences of top stars like Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, as well as Bianca Belair's lengthy stay in the tag team division, have really given WWE limited options at the top of the card on Raw. There is no star in the Red Brand's women's division who is featured nearly as much or pushed nearly as heavily as either Morgan or Ripley, giving WWE no choice but to keep this rivalry going as 2025 approaches. Just earlier this year, Sky was the WWE Women's Champion on SmackDown, but that accomplishment has been mostly overlooked since she dropped the title to Bayley at WrestleMania 40. WWE fans can rest assured that Triple H is going to continue to commit to long-term storytelling, but that's largely true of just a handful of stars. Right now, Sky isn't one of those stars benefiting from it, but Ripley and Morgan sure are. And despite Morgan picking up a signature win at Saturday night's main event, it won't be long before that title belongs to Ripley. Did Liv Morgan really get injured at WWE Saturday Night's main event 2024? Liv Morgan might be injured. Liv Morgan had an impressive night at WWE Saturday Night's main event. She defeated Io Sky to retain her Women's World Championship. The match was intense, with both superstars putting on a great show. However, fans noticed something concerning after the fight. Liv was seen bleeding from her nose, raising questions about whether she got injured during the match. Throughout most of the bout, Io Sky controlled the action. Liv managed to land some key moves, but it was a mistake from Io Sky that gave the champion her chance. Liv capitalized on the error and finished the match with her signature move, Oblivion. The turning point came when Io landed a strong knee on Liv Morgan's nose during the match. This blow was replayed on screen, clearly showing the impact. When Liv stood up after pinning Sky, blood was running down her nose. While WWE hasn't confirmed if Liv Morgan is injured, but PW Insider have confirmed that the champion is okay and walked away without a broken nose. Jesse Ventura, a WWE Hall of Famer, praised Liv for her toughness. He said the knee she took could have knocked out many others, but Liv's grit kept her in the fight. He also praised Dominic Mysterio for having an eye for strong women. As Liv left with Dominic and Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley made an appearance. The two had a tense stare down. This time, Liv didn't back down. She even raised her title high, showing she's ready for any challenge. With Io Sky now out of the picture, Rhea Ripley could be the next to step up. Fans might see these two clash for the Women's World Championship soon. With WWE pushing Ripley and Morgan's rivalry, we can expect both these women to end their feud at the grandest stage of them all. Liv Morgan beats Io Sky to retain WWE Women's World title at SNME. Liv Morgan defeated Io Sky on Saturday night's main event to retain the Women's World Championship. After it appeared Morgan would not be able to take any more, Sky climbed to the top rope and prepared to hit her with a backflip drop, but Morgan managed to get her boots up in a counter. Sky was then hit with the Oblivion and pinned for the 3 count. Joined by Raquel Rodriguez and Dom after the fight, Rhea Ripley crashed the ceremony in a tense standoff on the ramp before Morgan held up the championship belt in retaliation. A tease of what is evidently to come between the two heated rivals. Last month, Sky won a battle royal on Raw to earn the #1 contendership for the Women's World title, and the championship match against Morgan was set for the return of Saturday night's main event on NBC. In the time between Sky becoming #1 contender and the championship match itself, she and Morgan cultivated quite the rivalry, which added plenty of animosity to the proceedings at Saturday night's main event. Morgan, Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae targeted several prominent members of the women's division in Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill, and Io decided to fight alongside them in opposition of Liv's side. Rhea Ripley, who has been in a long-running feud with Morgan, eventually returned from an orbital injury to join the babyface team as well, which set the stage for a War Games match at Survivor Series. An injury to Cargill resulted in Bayley replacing her, and although Sky and Bayley still had some bad blood dating back to the dissolution of the original version of Damage Control, they managed to get on the same page. Sky played a big role in Ripley's team picking up the win at Survivor Series, as she did a death-defying moonsault from the top of the cage with a garbage can over her head. Morgan managed to shift some of the momentum back in her own favor ahead of Saturday night's main event, though, as she and Raquel beat Sky and Kairi Sane in a tag team match on the December 2nd episode of Raw. Even so, Sky posed a massive threat to Morgan's reign, given that the genius of the Sky previously held both the WWE Women's Championship and NXT Women's Championship. While it wasn't easy, Morgan was able to retain on Saturday, keeping her title run of over 200 days intact. WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan spoke with the Mirror on a number of topics, including the British and European crowds. Morgan said, "Y'all are so vocal. You make all your opinions known. You guys have the most creative chance. We don't get to visit you guys very often, and so I think it's only fitting and it's only right that we show more respect and more love to you guys. You guys